That feeds into my point. Just because you look that way doesn't mean you're actually that. So just because
Hasan, you're making the you're accidentally arguing the other point. What are you doing?
Nope, wouldn't cooperate. No, we didn't.
You just need one, Hasan. You just need one more question. The next question is, it's fine. You can agree on this. You haven't lost anything. Then you just say the killer argument here. I don't know if the TikToker kid knows this, but the killer argument is here. So would you also agree?
I mean, you don't even want to watch it now?
Really. He's so mad.
You are just a trans person. Sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh my God, dude. It's so weird. I'll never get a chance to challenge him, which to his credit is probably good for him. But like, we argued so much over like the fact that you might say an offensive joke in private is such a horrible thing. But if you're a funny enough Zoomer with a big enough following, it's okay if you're legitimately racist and transphobic as long as you make some funny TikTok jokes as well, right? Like how does that argument hold up? How would he ever defend that position? It seems like unbelievable. Okay, because people keep linking this, people want you to know that Hasan has a mustache now, and so does Hasan 2.0. I don't know if it's related or not.
That you were assigned at birth is the most important thing. If you're a man, you get fucking a certain set of toys. If you're a boy, you get a certain set of toys. If you're a girl, you get a certain set of toys. And that's unchanging. And you have to fit that rigid binary, right? So when someone comes along and says, actually, everything you knew about yourself and everything you knew about how the world operates is fucking wrong, actually, this is how it works, then that breaks your fucking brain. That's precisely why so many trans people themselves are often experiencing internalized transphobia. Like that they themselves are fucking transphobic, and then they realize like, oh shit, maybe I'm trans. Like it's normal because it's normalized, it's normative. The normative position is to be like kind of transphobic, and that's precisely why I'm understanding to a certain degree of people when they're like questioning these sorts of things, but. When you take it one step further and are literally like more obsessed with what trans people are doing than other fucking trans people, then it's like, okay, you're obsessively and pathologically following everything that trans people are doing so you can fucking develop an argument about like why trans people shouldn't do this, why trans people shouldn't do that, and they actually shouldn't do this either. Like we started off with a sport competition argument and we've moved on to the bathrooms, and in every step of the way, it all just comes down to, I just don't want trans people to exist in society.
No,
that they can just like go away.
Nope, you can totally exist. You can play with Barbies. You can whatever. You're not a woman.
See, but that's what I'm saying. But that's where it comes from. Like it just still comes down to.
And if
trans women are not women,
that's great. You're a trans woman. You're not a woman. That's why you have a trans in front of your name, because you're not a woman.
I mean, they're still women. Trans women are still women.
No, you're a trans woman. Or you wouldn't be called a trans woman. You'd be called a woman.
I mean, but they are. Trans women are called...
a trans woman, then what's a woman? What is a woman?
The distinction between trans women and...
the definition, so maybe we should hear from them what they think about
Okay, well, we'll watch. But again, like after that entire conversation, you're still going back to like... Trans women are not women.
I just don't... This whole like trans women are women, like... You can get there, but you have to build this out philosophically, and it takes a little bit because just on its face, it obviously sounds, well, if trans women are women, then why are they called trans women? Like it's hard to get there from, yeah, you got to do some work to get there.
They can't exist in society or whatever. Here, you're welcome to exist in society.
Like, do you think that, I mean, this person, like, here, I use this example as well, but like, here, there you go, like
womanhood isn't based on what you
okay, would you consider this, okay, but like, would you consider this person a man? Would you say that's a man when you, like, let's say you're at a bar, okay?
Looks like a woman,
this person,
I'm sure we'd have so...
How, dude, I don't understand how Hasan has spent any time refining his argument. Well, it's because he doesn't argue with anybody. Oh my God, just don't argue with people. It's that easy. Like, you have your job of like watching TV and whatever, and like, just do that. Why would you pretend to try to argue with somebody? Especially a TikToker. Isn't this guy a TikToker? Like, don't these guys cut their teeth on like screaming at each other through comment sections and like debating back and forth? Or at least like the small TikTok political communities I've been in, have seemed to do that. Maybe he doesn't do that on his TikTok. Maybe he's not that kind of person, but.
Okay, hold on. But like, listen. You know where I'm going with this. You've had this conversation before with other people. You see this person at a bar, okay? They have.
This is like the worst argument ever too. Like, what if you see somebody and they're obviously a trans person? It's like, you kind of look like a guy. Well, you know, I'm gonna call them a man, or like, like this isn't even. It's not the best. This isn't the best argument for saying trans women are women. This is a decent argument towards getting at kind of a deconstruction of how we view gender and sex as inseparable. It gets there, but it's a different argument. Jesus, this is, oh God.
A yellow jacket on, okay? You need to point them out to your friend. Do you say that man with the yellow jacket?
But I call trans people, I call them she, her. I don't go into the neo pronouns, whatever, but I'll either call them their name, their chosen name, or, I mean, I would call her a she. Like, I'm not at
okay,
that
so you
point,
get it.
So I would say that. But
so you get it.
I don't think you're a real woman, no.
So you don't think she's a real woman?
No,
this person is?
No, I don't.
Okay. And the reason for that is what? Because, like, the gender that they were assigned at birth?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to tell you then. Like,
well, you haven't told him anything. Well, you gotta, you have to understand that the positions that this TikToker is giving is like what 99% of people on planet Earth is like. Yeah, I can tell by looking. Duh, obviously, right? If you want to argue for something different, you're gonna have to make a real effort towards actually building a different argument. You can't just be like, well, look, duh, Jesus.
This is not a metric that you would abide by for any other circumstance. You would just, when someone tells you, when I told you my name is Hasan, you didn't assume, no, he's probably lying to me. His name is Jonathan. I'm going to fucking call him Jonathan. You were like, no, that's...
Don't use names. Oh my God, I just wasted like 3 warps. Don't use names as a comparison for like gender related stuff, okay? A name is by definition something that can be anything. That's how names are defined. A name can be anything. Well, not anything, usually a combination of letters and whatever, but generally anything. There's like a wide variety of things we can consider a name. It's not a good comparison for things like gender or sex.
It's something you can choose. That's the difference. I don't think you get to choose your gender.
Oh, that's the correct response to that.
Oh, that's
but I don't
Hasan.
think it's something you can choose. That's the difference. I don't think you get to choose your gender. So.
But like this, but you also understand that this person quite literally is a woman, and you would abide by that.
Quite literally, no.
Unless
they transitioned.
Why would he just repeat the same? Well, you know that you're wrong because you're wrong, because quite literally you were wrong. That's not an argument, dog. What are you doing?
Okay, but like you understand that that's a woman. Like you would point to them and say that's a woman.
I wouldn't, because of how they look, even though how you look does not determine whether you're a man or a woman.
Why?
I determine how I perceive you, but just because I perceive you that way doesn't mean you're literally that.
That's true. Yeah.
So
I think there's a breakdown in what we're talking about, because like you literally understand that we make determinations. We make determinations on like what we think people are by looking at them, and the context clues in this circumstance absolutely fit that.
I wonder if the conservative guy is going to hit on the obvious like argument. The obvious counter to it is, okay, well, let's say that I see a trans woman and she looks like a guy to me. Is that a guy then? Because that's what I perceive her to be? Or, like,
everyone would look at you like you're a crazy person if you were like, that man over there is wearing a fucking yellow jacket. You know what I mean? Everyone would look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no man there, right? And the reason for that is because
the Kardashians one time dressed themselves up as old people and went on a tour, and they seriously looked like old people. The makeup they were presenting as old people. They weren't 70 years old. They looked like old people. Anyone would have thought Chloe was a grandma. Chloe wasn't a grandma. She wasn't a 70-year-old woman, even though she looked just like one. So no, if I was a random person on the street, I would have said, "Oh, look at that Jenny. She looks like she's 70. She's totally old. She's a elderly person."
I mean, there's hella.
That doesn't mean they are.
Okay, but there's like Andy Milonakis is a great example of this. Like, there are people with genetic conditions, for example, that quite literally do not look like
that feeds
the age
into
that they
my
are.
point. That feeds into my point. Just because you look that way doesn't mean you're actually that. So just because
Hasan, you're making you're accidentally arguing the other point. What are you doing? Are you going to argue that, well, Andy Milonakis actually is an 18-year-old person? Like,
old didn't make her old. Just because this person looks old doesn't make them old. Just because you look like a woman doesn't make you a woman.
The age and the circumstance is not a changeable factor about yourself.
Just
that
like
is
your
like
gender.
No, what I'm saying is we use context clues, and when someone says like, I'm actually 30 years old, you're wrong, then that's fine. You say they're 30 years old. You don't turn to Andy Milonakis and go, no, I'm sorry, you're not actually 30 years old. You're 13.
But that's just like when Chloe dressed up as an old woman. She could have told anyone, I'm 65, I'm 70, and they would have been like, oh, cool. She's not 65 or 70.
Okay, but the difference is, I know, but the difference is like this person is a trans woman. And is a woman,
trans woman.
And therefore a woman.
Therefore,
he just like keeps. He's like, if I restate my conclusion enough, he has to agree with it eventually. If I just keep saying my conclusion over and over again, eventually he's gonna get tricked into accidentally agreeing, and then I can claim that I won the argument and then move on from there. Jesus.
Who's saying like, oh well, technically when they were born, it's like different. Doesn't change that reality, especially because that's not the same standard that you would apply to like women before they get their first period, or intersex women that you had no idea were intersex.
I totally think she's a trans woman. I think there's a difference between a trans woman and a woman. You're not a woman. You're a trans woman.
Also, one is a measurement of universally understood measurement of time versus the other is gender, which you and I both understand is greatly dependent on social context. Like a universally applied measurement of time is not the same as social context that we absolutely need. That changes from society to society.
He's not gonna agree with that though.
That's the difference. Like anyway. Ultimately, I think you and I still agree that
do they now?
That like this person is still a trans woman and therefore a woman.
Oh no. But trans woman, yes.
So like what? When your mom goes through menopause, like she's not a woman, you're gonna call her something different?
No, because going through, he would argue that going through menopause is a natural process that biological women go through. Damn, he's never made these arguments before, ever.
Like she no longer.
Would you debate this person if they wanted to? I don't know if I'm like big enough though for this person to care about.
The reproductive capability, women that have like conditions where they can't have. Where they can't reproduce are not women. No, like that's not. You
when
never.
Did the period
you don't control people's like pussies.
Period.
Well, we're talking about the reproductive capabilities. Like
no, it has nothing to do. There's lots of women that can't reproduce. No.
Okay, so
they still have certain chromosomes.
So wait, are trans people? So then trans people that actually got bottom surgery, then they're women, or no? There's
wait, trans women that get bottom surgery can't have children. What? Well, maybe he didn't mean that. I don't think he meant that. I don't think he meant that. That's not what he meant. I'm being uncharitable a little bit, I think.
Women.
No, that's not. It's a fake vagina. So no, that's not.
Okay. Again, I guess I'm failing to understand this because like you are not applying to the same universe. You are not applying universal standards that you yourself claim to admit exist, or that you claim exist.
Like what?
On womanhood.
I never define.
I mean, it's
woman. It's insane because I said it's a trans woman and y'all are demanding that's a woman.
I mean, she is a trans woman.
Y'all are demanding that it is
the
same as a biological woman. It's not the same.
Right. Well, it's impossible to like get to like to make a logical proof.
Yeah.
One way or the other that would like.
So I'm happy.
But there is not one.
That would get you there because like the only reason you would say this is just to be like purely antagonistic. Because like it doesn't
because
apply, it doesn't hold on. Because it doesn't apply to anything in your life. What are you like? Are you were going to knock a woman up, but you're going to get fooled by a trans woman? Like,
no, it's just about biological truth.
It's just about standing for the truth.
It straight up comes back to the fucking
literally just to be
women's competition shit. Yeah, exactly. It's a women's competition shit.
So it's like no logical proof
could
like get you along the other way. Like you're just going to say that because that's just the position you're at. Nothing else could make you like not say that. It's the same thing with like why you love Israel. Like it has no application to your life, but it's something you've decided that you've like to
care about.
Like to say as like part of a performance.
No.
What? Okay. How can you criticize me ever for platforming Lauren Southern when like the largest politics person on Twitch is basically letting a arguably transphobic argument just completely steamroll him? I mean, isn't this kind of like irresponsible platforming? Because he's completely lost the argument, right? He doesn't understand anything about trans arguments or trans people. Like, why would you have this argument? Even 2v1, they're losing. And he's losing on like the easiest parts of the argument too. He hasn't even begun the actual like work to get to the argument to what he's supposed to say. But
like people getting bombed in other countries doesn't affect me, but I don't want to bomb people in other countries.
Yeah,
So
one
it's
is
an issue.
How would you defend this point? If you want to defend the concept that trans women are women, then we have to expand the category of what is a woman. So the first thing you can do is you can start to appeal to some fuzzy edges. You can say, well, there's not as rigid an XY-XX distinction as we might think. For instance, you can have an XY chromosome person with androgen and sensitivity that basically, for all intents and purposes, looks like a woman, and you never know until you start getting tested for it. I don't think these people are fertile either because they have XY chromosomes, but they are completely insensitive to testosterone, so they never develop as men. They look like women. Everything about them would scream woman. They've got functioning sexual systems and everything. Like they can have vaginas and everything that work. And then I think from there, then the next step is like, okay, well, women and men in terms of gender roles are pretty socially defined, right? Like having long hair or smooth skin is arguably like a socially enforced thing. Women don't have naturally hairless legs or whatever. So if you can build out the category of how we see men or women, I think eventually you can get to the point where we can say like, well, trans women can belong to the subset of category where trans women are, for all intents and purposes, socially speaking, women. Now, biologically, you can agree, you can cross or extend a hand or an olive branch. You can say, I can agree with you that cis women and trans women are biologically distinct things, obviously, but it's possible that we can expand the category of women to include trans women and cisgender women together. And then you can make a further biological distinction down the road if you need to for some reason, but there doesn't seem to be any social harms by expanding the category of women to include both. Something like this, depending on how they respond to the arguments, you go this way.
One is stopping additional harm from occurring, whereas this one you can't really pinpoint a singular piece of harm that has actually happened, which is precisely why you rely on
just
like
standing for
you
truth,
rely on
just not,
no, but
not
that's
a
but
woman.
hold on. You rely on media reports that are completely bastardized to develop a narrative that trans people existing are somehow a negative to society or they're a burden to
Never
society.
said that. Just said they weren't women.
I know, but you brought up the fucking Loudoun County example.
Yeah, because
that
it's
was
an example, but just...
But it wasn't an example, as we found out.
It wasn't an example for what I was saying, but it's still...
It's another example of what?
That a trans woman...
Okay, but...
It wasn't, according
all
to
I'm
that
simply
article...
All I'm simply asking for you is to examine why you constantly are seeking out this sort of information to form a particular narrative and whether or not that is like in any meaningful capacity like doing something good on the planet. I personally don't think so.
Again,
I think like seeking out this kind of information, like you will hear this all the time from the Daily Wire, from all sorts of conservative outlets. They will constantly fucking tell you, no, that doesn't matter. Here's a trans person that did something evil. Here's a trans person that did something evil. Like, ultimately, it doesn't matter.
The Daily Wire had Blair White on, a trans woman, to come speak and tell her story. They're clearly not trying to demonize all trans people.
Yeah, that is yet another goalpost movement.
Oh, so
moment.
when they have someone on, it's just a goalpost. It's just that. No, they had someone on to tell her story.
I mean, Christian,
so
there was quite literally a time when you physically could not be a conservative because it would not fly. That has changed, so now
Oh,
you
no, I would have been a
be.
slave to the Democrats.
Like, sure, certainly, yes, that as well.
No.
Hasan is a leftist, so he'll shit on both parties evenly. So I don't know what the point is of his argument here.
Things have changed.
Like,
Great.
but that's my point, is that like people, the conservative movement adapts to the new social standards so that they can continue propagandizing and attacking whatever the fuck they can.
Just said
Okay, that's good, by the way, right? When parties are adapting to new standards, there's nothing wrong about that. Saying like, well, now you can be a trans person and be a conservative just because the conservative party's adapting to new social standards. That's good. That means that the political parties are working. You want them to adopt and adapt to new social standards of the time. It reminds me a long time ago of an article I read where people were really mad that I think the USDA set new health standards for food in high schools, that they had to meet like certain health requirements, and everybody in the comment section was all asked, like, oh, well, all they did was the fast food companies just slightly changed some of their formulas and now they're selling fast food again in schools. And it's like, okay, so you put a health requirement there, the fast food companies met the health requirement, and now they're selling schools again. Isn't this a good thing? Like, why are you upset, right? I feel like sometimes people get mad about things, they don't even realize what they're saying. But
Daily Wire was demonizing and trying to make all trans people
They are.
seem like they're bad.
They're literally
when they're
using-
literally platforming a trans woman to tell her story.
Okay, but
and
like-
she got so many fans from that interview. So no, not true.
Yeah, because conservatives
And then
also
you said they're just
conservatives
using her.
use Candace Owens to quite literally say every fucking racist thing they ever want about black people.
We're just not going to agree. So let's watch. Like we're not even.
Okay, I'm not even trying to. I'm not trying to like get you to agree with me. I'm just trying to show you the flaws in the way that you're.
He's so condescending.
Candace isn't propped up to spew racism.
Okay. I mean, come on. Candace Owens.
Oh my god, dude, he's never talked to a person before that disagrees with him. He's like, I'm so glad that Hasan is here because I need to save you guys from like the incel arguments. Because generally I would only make these arguments about attractive women where it's like I can tell that you're used to every single person agreeing with you all the time in your life. You've never met somebody that disagrees with you before. You can't handle any amount of pushback or adversity. I'm so glad that Hasan exists so I can point this out that it happens to pretty men as well. Yeah, you can tell that like he has no foundation or no lived experience where he's had a conversation with somebody that like disagrees with him. He just doesn't exist. Like whenever he does, he's like self-evidently, you know she's racist. Oh well, you know she's But no, he doesn't. You're talking to a fucking conservative. Of course they're not going to say that fucking Candace Owens is racist. What are you thinking?
It's a vehicle to say the most racist fucking shit
what?
that
like
white
what's
people want to
racist
say.
that she said?
Oh god, he's not gonna have any examples. Oh no, maybe he will. Please have just one, Hasan. Just one.
She regularly says things like black people that are victims of police brutality fucking deserved it. She will point
if you shoot at a cop or try to stab a cop, yeah, you do deserve it.
She will point to instances like even George Floyd to villainize and vilify George Floyd's background in an effort.
Just discussing his past.
You and I both know that is bullshit.
We're not allowed to talk about his past.
That's not about talking about his past. It's a way to develop a narrative to justify
about black people.
The state,
yeah, not at all.
To justify yet another state execution. Okay, yet another state execution of a black person in broad fucking daylight. Watch trans activist responds to allegations of inappropriate contact with minors, brandishes a illegal weapon.
That's not. She was interviewing another trans woman. They're
that's
talking
what I'm saying.
about Jessica Yaniv.
I know they're using. First of all, I don't even know who the fuck that other person is, but she's like a fucking
she's a trans
psycho,
woman.
Right? She's like a psycho. There's like a
well-known thing like in Canada that Yaniv is like a fucking psycho.
Yeah, this is like the fucking person that they use. Blair White and Jessica Yaniv are literally two sides of the exact same coin where like Jessica Yaniv and like all the psychotic shit.
If you want to talk about tokens that exist that empower people to be hateful towards groups of people, I think it's a real thing. And I think it does exist. And I would argue Candace Owens like definitely like satisfies that. I would argue that Blair White does as well. But like, you're going to have to argue that out by you're going to have to build that idea of there's a lot of work here. He's not willing to do any of the work in this argument to actually establish any of his points. He's just like, if the person doesn't start off with agreeing with him, he's fucked. He's just completely lost. Like he lives like in such an echo chamber.
That she does is utilizes a weapon against trans people, and Blair White is the trans person, the token trans that will say the transphobic things.
Not a token trans, just has her own thoughts and is interviewed about her thoughts.
Oh my god, yeah, it's just so strange that always like the all of the unique individual opinioned trans folk or people like Candace Owens are just paid professional media operatives. It's so interesting how that works,
Okay, hold on. Hasan, you are a paid professional media operative, are you not? Like, don't you get paid a certain amount of money to come online and talk a certain political opinion? Like, what? Like,
it's just, look, it's a way to get the bag, okay? That's just how it is.
No, but so when people on your side do it, it's not paid operative. So y'all are allowed to platform anyone.
No, we have paid operatives. We have paid operatives on the fucking... on the what do you call it, on the fucking liberal side too, even on the leftist side probably. Maybe not as much on the leftist side because it's not super it's not exactly a way to make a lot of money. There's like a couple people like myself feel
he says as he is literally one of the highest paid streamers on the platform. Okay dude.
It's maybe like 10 fucking people that have actually been super successful being able to reach a gigantic audience, but we don't have that same media infrastructure that you admitted exists on the Republican side. But yes, there are certainly liberals who do this shit.
Way more media than we have. Maybe not news media.
Wait, what do you mean? We have way more media?
Liberal, maybe not progressives, but
yeah, what are you talking about? I'm specifying. Yes, there are certainly liberals who make a lot of money fucking saying some shit, and they might not believe it, or they might actually believe it. Ultimately, what I care about is what the outcome of that fucking propagandizing is. Yeah, and Candace Owens even fucking insulted Ahmaud Arbery, so I don't think you fucking think that the Ahmaud Arbery situation was like she literally cast doubt on Ahmaud Arbery, who was jogging.
Jogging, like breaking into homes.
Stop.
As he had,
You don't.
previously.
Stop. You don't believe that.
Yeah, I do.
No
I
fucking
do.
shot. You are going crazy. Radlib on this shit. He has a point on these things. Chill out, man. He's a guest. What?
Why would he read that comment next to the guy? How weird.
Fuck. Oh, he's just transphobic. Never mind. Okay. I thought he was like literally, oh yeah, okay. That's just like, he's just transphobic. I thought he was also saying like, no, he has a point on this. Like Ahmaud Arbery actually was deserved to be fucking executed.
No one said he deserved to be killed.
Oh, okay. Why did you bring that? Like he...
No, you said Candace Owens was flaming Ahmaud Arbery. Bringing up his past isn't flaming
Bringing
him.
up what
He
past?
did it. He had broken into homes previously, so how is that bringing up his past?
Dude, come on. You know what that is. You know
he
what
didn't
that
actually
is.
do it. That's what you're saying?
Does Hasan know the arguments for why it's good or why it's bad? Or can he actually say something?
What that fucking
You're
is,
saying he
dude.
didn't
It
actually
doesn't
do
matter
it.
because the people that fucking chased him down had no idea.
Sure, she can still bring up his past.
No, but the reason why they do
You don't
that is
think
to
it's weird that
justify...
all the George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, all these people have a criminal past? Rayshard Brooks.
Do you think... Okay, don't be a pussy and fucking tell me straight up. Do you think George Floyd deserved to be executed by Derek Chauvin?
No, but had he cooperated, he wouldn't have been executed.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
They were kind
that's
to him
insane.
for literally 8 minutes, however long. We're so kind. Do you need a water? Do you need us to roll down the window? Nope. Wouldn't cooperate. No, he didn't.
You just need one, Hasan, you just need one more question. The next question is, it's fine, you can agree on this. You haven't lost anything. Then you just say, do you think that if you're uncooperative with the police, that they should kill you? Do you think that that's acceptable, that if you have an uncooperative person, for whatever reason, that the police should be able to kill you in the street? And then he has to say, well, no. And they're like, okay, so we think this is wrong, right? We don't need to bring up his past or anything. There is no past of George Floyd that justifies cops executing him in the street because he wasn't complying with police orders. That's it. It's that easy. You just need like one or two more questions to get there.
To be executed. No one said he deserved to be executed.
What about Ahmaud Arbery? Should Ahmaud Arbery have cooperated?
No, he didn't deserve what he got. Of course not.
So you see, but are you saying George Floyd deserved what he got? Because it seems like you're saying that there's a distinguishment.
No, but there was no opportunity for Ahmaud. It's a completely different circumstance. Had George Floyd cooperated, he wouldn't have been executed. Ahmaud Arbery, no. I mean,
there was no way out in the Ahmaud Arbery situation. So why would you bring up potentially what Ahmaud Arbery could have done in the past, and then also tie it back to the same narrative that is it an accident that every single black person that gets killed?
When she was bringing that up, there were rumors that he had broken into a house. So she looked into his criminal past, brought that up.
That's bullshit. That is.
We're not allowed to bring up. We're not allowed to bring up black people. We can bring up white people.
No, you only do that if you are trying to fucking create a pretense of doubt that even the fucking racist criminal justice.
The killer argument here. I don't know if the TikToker kid knows this, but the killer argument is here. So would you also agree? Somebody tell me I'm making this up. Weren't people digging in a lot into Chauvin's past and trying to say that Chauvin was actually had interactions with George Floyd before, or Chauvin did stuff? Like, I'm pretty sure people were doing that with him. So would Hasan agree that that probably shouldn't be done either? Or Hasan's bringing up Kyle Rittenhouse's past for the shootings that happened in Kenosha? Like,
even the racist criminal justice system did not agree with in fucking Georgia, by the way. Well, like, actually, that's not true. They did originally agree with it, and then the person who threw the case away is now punished and is under a separate trial for quite literally allowing these fucking racist murderers to get away with doing a fucking modern day, in broad daylight, filmed lynching on a black man who did not deserve to fucking die. I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe that that you truly believe that all of these people are just like accidentally or just randomly bringing up people's past. I don't think that people deserve to die in the hands of the state, no matter what their fucking background is, by the way.
Oh, if you go to shoot a cop, I do think the cop deserves to protect themselves.
Except in the overwhelming majority of instances, it's not actually an armed assailant that's being shot. It's unarmed people, especially when we're talking about black people, 21 times more likely that they are unarmed and being killed by police officers And the attitude that we have in American society about why that's justifiable is exactly the same attitude that Candace Owens is advocating for whenever she does that white supremacist agitprop in a way that like we would literally cringe if a white person was doing it because we would understand that that person is being racist, but she gets away with it because she's a black woman. That's it. That is literally the same exact fucking narrative that like black people are violent, black people are inherently like dangerous.
No one
they're
said
they're
that.
aggressive.
No one
No,
ever brought
because Candace Owens.
He's just like running down like every talking point that he remembers, like to hope that he can scallop enough shit out of here. But yeah.
Much of a pussy to fucking say it out loud.
No, maybe
because,
that's what you think. She's never
because
she's never edged that way.
No,
So
because
maybe
white
you
people
believe
know
black
you
people
can't
are
say
aggressive
that.
and violent.
No, white people you know for a fact that if you
So
say
bringing
that,
up crime
everyone is
statistics and bringing up someone's past isn't trying to say all black people.
bringing
are
up
violent.
crime statistics in an effort to justify over policing the black community
Not
is
justifying.
literally fucking
Not
an
justifying.
Ouroboros. It is a cyclical argument, and the cyclical
Are we
argument.
gonna finish the video? Like,
I mean, at this point, it's like it doesn't even.
I mean, you don't even want to watch it now.
Not really.
He's so
You don't
mad.
wanna watch his tape.
No, I can guess what it is.
Yeah,
He's so
I'll
mad.
tell you,
I think I could guess.
Just
Oh,
because
no.
I say I'm a walrus doesn't mean I'm actually a walrus. I'm a human
Well, let's
being.
hear what he has to say, and maybe the trans couple has a good.
Yeah,
I do have to.
Argument back.
I do have to go. In like 4
Oh, the conservative guy's even trying to throw us on a bone. Maybe somebody else on the stream can make the argument for you, since you clearly aren't able to do it.
Okay.
But I can kind of guess what he's going to say. I can kind of guess.
Well,
Dr. Phil's been doing a lot of this lately.
Let's
He had,
cheer on the trans couple.
Didn't he have
Maybe
the
they a good
CRT guy
argument.
on too?
He had the CRT guy on. He's
Yeah.
doing
And
every hot button social issue, and he's having like.
Jesus. Apparently, Hasan's community was like in full fucking revolt over this debate. A trans chatter's thoughts on the stream and Hasan's response to criticism. Many trans chatters were made to feel like their existence was a debate, then like their criticism wasn't valid when Hasan yelled at those chatters, and that it was all okay because it was just for memes and it was good content. CW gained a bunch of followers from this. Hasan said, whatever, I don't care. I understand why Hasan said that after a long debate, but with the criticism being refuted and ignored, it almost adds insult to injury. 280 comments. This is like a smaller subreddit, I think, too. 80,000 people, 400 active users. So this is like a pretty big thread for a subreddit this size. Hasan was fucking livid. He pushed back hard against Christian Walker's transphobia and revealed that the dude didn't believe the vile shit he was spewing. The fact that after CW left, Hasan was absolutely shitting on trans viewers who were trying to voice their concerns and banning them and ostracizing them from the community because they dare have a different opinion. Damn. He had a blow up over this post, plus people in his chat the next day on stream. Hasan was just really upset after the whole thing and just wanted to be done with it for the night. Imagine getting that you invited dude into your $3 million West Hollywood mansion, and you've got another fucking friend from one of the most popular podcasts on the internet there to debate a guy 2-on-1. What is this kid, like fucking 20 years old? I could be wrong. How old is the conservative kid? Guy, man, person. How old is he? He sounds young, but he might be maybe he's a little older. He's 22. So you're 2-on-1ing this 22-year-old conservative kid about trans issues as the premier political person on Twitch. This should be like a slam dunk layup. And then you've got a guy from the Chapo Trap House podcast next to you. Like, what is happening here? Holy shit. Hasan responding to this thread timestamp.
For the record, my issue as a trans person is the fact that you, a guy that isn't super well versed on trans shit, brought on a known transphobe knowing he might bring up transphobic shit. You aren't exactly a Vosh at trans debates.
Oh no. He's gonna lose it. Dude, the number one trigger for Hasan is comparing him to other people. He gets so fucking mad. That was one of the things that made him blow up at me so much, because people would compare us and he's super fragile about it.
The point I'm trying to make is economic motivation.
Okay.
Informative though, thank you.
Completely irrelevant.
Destiny's back.
Completely irrelevant.
I was a guy that is
throughout time.
Destiny, get in here.
I just have a question. So when we say like, when we start like analyzing society, we look at like meaningful demonstrations of racism. So for instance, like the criminal justice system or economic disadvantages, right? In these ways, minority people can't really exercise racism against majority people because they don't really have the status or the power in society in order to do so.
I vote for Destiny.
It's like I wish Destiny could just come in at the beginning and give us the right answer right away instead of making us wait.
So we didn't have to list a fucking Hasan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me feel
like we have the cheat sheet right here.
Honestly, like
it's funny because like the only way
it's such a fucking retarded thing to say. Like I'm sorry, but like if you can't comprehend the fucking shit that I'm saying.
Oh no.
I hope that the rest of your life is as horrible as it is every single day, okay?
Jesus Christ! Oh no!
Here you go. Suck my dick. I despise you. I despise you more than anything else on the planet.
Jesus.
You are fucking cancer, okay? You are cancer in this community, and you're cancer in every community. Suck my dick. For the past 15 months, you've been able to fucking hide in these ranks. You catboy fuck. Move your catboy ass out of here. You are never welcome. You are never going to be unbanned. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how much you want to get unbanned, I will never unban you. You are now banished into the fucking shadow realm, okay? This notion that I am not fucking like I should not be having transphobes on or ever talk about transphobia or to transphobic people is such a pathetic and stupid fucking argument when Vosh himself has probably said that the debate was fine. Okay? I don't like you. I'm gonna make this very clear. If you are this type of person, I don't like you. I don't want you to be in here, okay? Or if you're gonna be in here, you need to fucking know your place. You need to know your place. Your place is this. Mad. Okay? It's not this. It's this. You can stay in here and watch, but you're not gonna be able to fucking write shit in the chat. Sorry. I would quite literally rather have someone who is on the margins and is actually interested in learning, but might have transphobic points of view, rather than someone who's like, I'm a catboy, I've been in here for 50 months, and I think like, you know, you're not that good at debate, so you shouldn't have a transphobic person on. Like, no, fuck off. Like, literally, I would rather have a million people that are willing to fucking learn and are actually here, much like the rest of normal society that have been like socially conditioned.
Hold on.
Into feeling the ways that they do, than any number of like super woke, super fucking leftist debate lords. Straight up.
Straight up, guys.
I've done more debates than you. I'm better at debates than you. I'm better at debates than most of the other people that you fucking compare me to, because debates are still pure rhetoric, okay?
Why can't he just accept that? I don't understand. He like simultaneously says like, I don't like to do debates because they're dumb and I think they're stupid and all that, which is fine if you think that, whatever. If you want to think that's okay. But why would he simultaneously do that, but then also say, and also I'm really good at debates, better than everybody else? Like, pick one, dude. Like, you can't have it all ways.
Anyway.
He needs a, you know what Hasan needs? he needs a Merle. That's what he needs. He just needs a Merle to reel him in sometimes. Keep him honest. Keep him responsible. It would make his life so much better.
Oh, by the way, mods, clap that person that is definitely in the Discord too. If they're crying in the Discord right now, 100% clap that person's ass cheeks.
Clap their ass cheeks. Damn. That old frat boy is coming out. Call him a cockstar. Oh, he did. He said, suck my cock. Damn. He mad.
I feel like this is exposing how performative liberalism is for a lot of people. So many liberals constantly call for people to change and challenge conservatives in dialogue about human rights issues, but now you're here doing it. The same people are mad you're challenging said conservative people. Look. That's because people have very specific types of content, right? Like, they want to do like peer-reviewed studies that you need to put up, like, and that's what that person likes. I banned them last night, lol. Oh, great.
Okay. So I tweeted this out, and of course everybody fights me on it. This is what I mean when I say the anti-intellectualism gets a little bit weird. Like, I remember seeing this from conservatives, but seeing it from people on the left, I don't think it's a conservative thing. I think it's just a populist thing. Like, oh, you're such a fucking loser. Bro, you use, like, fucking studies and shit. Like, dude, you're debating about trans rights on the fucking internet, on a website that, like, most people don't even know exists. Like, who's the loser? Like, if you're going to go in 1 foot, you might as well, you know, dive in. Like, what point are you trying to make here? I don't want to be a loser that talks about studies and shit. I'd rather lose debates to conservative TikTok Zoomers. Like, okay, dude. And then at the same time, he postures worse than like any other debate, bro. I'm better at debates than every single person that you know. Like, okay, dude, Jesus.
That is like the same energy as being like, you're not trans, you shouldn't talk about this. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Okay?
Okay, daddy.
I actually started hate watching Hasan as a brainwashed Republican kid from Ohio and end up agreeing with everything he's ever said. Watch and listen with an open mind, and even open mind, even if you don't agree with everything. Man makes great points. Thank you. Anyway, just because I did like one fucking minor little baby debate, it does not fucking mean that we're actually going to do debates, and does not mean that like your completely fucking idiotic, ridiculous, inconsequential point of view is going to actually be heard here. Okay, I will be infinitely more mature and infinitely more understanding of a person that is transphobic that is right next to me when I'm having a conversation with them than I will with a fucking chatter who is repeating what I've heard a million times over.
Much love.
Okay?
What?
I myself was transphobic. I had transphobic opinions. I no longer am transphobic or have transphobic opinions. That is incredibly valuable. And that is, I think, the reason why I am relatively successful at converting people from their transphobia into not having transphobic opinions. You are just a trans person. Sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh my god, dude. This is actually so much more brutal than I thought it would be. Holy shit. Bro, chill. How many of these arguments do you even do? The trans person responds that, like, if you're a trans person on the internet, you've probably spent like every fucking waking minute justifying your existence, right? Because people are constantly arguing with you or showing you like pronouns in bio, fucking loser, or fighting with people in real life, like friends and family and shit. That's a pretty presumptuous position as like a cis white male to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, like not to say that it's impossible, right? I mean, I would say similar things that Hasan is saying now. I think I can argue trans stuff better than most trans people, but that's because I do these arguments all the fucking time. Hasan's like doesn't seem to ever do this style of content. So I don't know what from what position of authority he thinks he could speak from in terms of like, oh, well, I can do these arguments so well. Like, clearly you can't. You fucking 2-on-1 some Zoomer dude, you got creamed.
You know more than me about like what the trans existence looks like. I will never understand that. Okay? But I know better than you about changing fucking cis people's minds. That's just, you're coming to me, okay? And you're telling me that like you know better. You don't know better. You just don't. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It's not what I'm doing. I'm not like here to fucking explain the trans experience. I can never communicate that. Okay? This is the unfortunate fucking reality, okay? I am a cisgender, heterosexual, white passing, conveniently attractive man who's 6'4", okay? That gives me a profound amount of privilege. I try to use that privilege for good. This is the archetype of a person that is convincing to a lot of other people that want to look like this. That is just the reality, okay? Sorry, it's just the fucking truth. Did I say conveniently? I meant conventionally. It's just the truth. You could say it's a flex or whatever, but like there's no, you know, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It's just I have the fucking prototype of a person that you listen to, okay? So I'm gonna use that for good instead of just fucking, you know, watching MasterChef all the goddamn time. I'm gonna use that for good sometimes. And the moment that I use it for fucking good, you lose your shit. You're like, why won't you have me on? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You think those fucking psychos are gonna listen to you? No. Those psychos will listen to you when they get to a point where they're no longer fucking transphobic. Okay? It's so annoying. Like, people just like are like, no.
Okay, why is it that, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I hate watch Hasan sometimes, but well, I used to, but it's so boring. Every time I turn his stream on, it's boring as fuck. He's like, there's two people in the background, they're barely paying attention to YouTube videos, and then he's like eating and they're on their phone. Why is it that when I'm gone, these are like some 9 out of 10 premium Hasan memes? Why don't I ever get to see these types of streams? What the fuck? I have caught Vosh streams before that are very entertaining. Every time I turn on Hasan though, it's so fucking boring.
Me on, I'm a catboy. Yeah, I'm sure like your transphobic dad is gonna listen to Catboy with the fucking ears and shit. I want to have a conversation about xenogender, like immediately, or not xenogender, fucking neo-pronouns. We need to do that right now. No, we don't. No, we don't. Shut the fuck up.
Do you think that guy even believes like in neo-pronouns and shit? If he's a Vosh fan, I don't think so, right?
And then like you literally fucking you enjoy it. You enjoy the benefits of it. You reap the rewards of it. Okay. You reap the rewards of it when there are people in here who are no longer transphobic and you can like have fun. You know, they can like you can have fun side by side with like 40,000 other people without you know, fear that these people want to fucking murder you. You know what I mean?
Had COVID the past 2 weeks and your content has been a lifesaver. Thank you. Today I go back to work, but I just wanted to wish you a great rest of your stream. Heart.
Why is it so hard for people to that they can't dictate your content? I don't fucking know. I don't know, because they're selfish, because they're Americans, and like Americans have a very narcissistic attitude where it's like, we're gonna center this around me and my experiences. You're gonna do that right now. And guess what? The only thing I'm centering right now is the top of the hour ad break, bitch. Woo! Because at the top of the fucking hour, there's a 60-second ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, you want to, how about you center yourself around fucking...
Alternate camera angle of Hasan's stream right now. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're the exact type of person that we need, please, to save us in these arguments. Only you could do it, Daddy Hasan. Thank you so much for creating a safe place for us to be, as long as we don't speak out against you.
I don't know, financial security, so you can have $5 that you fucking use as a form of a subscription. Or if you don't have $5, which is understandable, do not fucking use your money here. If you don't have enough money, you can use the Twitch Prime. Steal someone else's Amazon Prime account and connect it to your Twitch account, and therefore you will have one free Prime subscription a month. Or maybe if you're lucky, you will get fucking gifted a sub, because that is the only way that you can fucking, you know, avoid the ad breaks. Here is the ad break now. Thank you, the Crunchy Onion, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Jake Sub, for the 5 gifted subs, and Zenna Rain for the 10 gifted subs. Shrug Monkey for the 5 gifted subs.
What an exhausting day for
Ad dodging.
Like, it's just so funny because there's like so many people that used to be transphobic as fuck in here that are no longer transphobic, and like everybody recognizes it once they've like been in the community for a long enough time, but they still fucking forget every single time. Even though there are trans leftists saying this was fine, many trans chatters were made to feel like their existence was a debate, then like criticism wasn't valid. When Hasan yelled at those chatters, then it was all okay because it was just for the memes and it was good content. I don't feel like whether or not I exist a funny meme or very good content, the chatter, no, transphobia is not the funny content. No one thinks that transphobia is funny content. Clearly, because when transphobia happened, I immediately fucking clamped on it. Just like when racism happened, I immediately fucking clamped on it. That is the other part of this that's like very quiet about this, is that like, not a single black person was like, man, I can't believe you had a person that was so racist they were like trying to sneakily justify.
That's because black people don't watch your stream, dude. There aren't any left.
Like the state death, like the state sanctioned murder of a black man, you know? Like, I wonder why they weren't fucking complaining about it.
In time, Pogo.
Like, I wonder why. Because they know that there's like people that do this shit. They understand that that's a normative position of a lot of people who fucking play that part. And like dunking on that is going to, one, partially be cathartic, and two, also like important for people to hear, okay?
Okay, Hasan. Whatever you say, babe.
I mean, that pissed me off too, but I was pissed off at Christian Walker, not you. No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's literally black people know their place, Hasan, Pago. Yeah. No, that's like that's what I'm saying. Like they like redirect your anger to the fucking person that's like disseminating this information, and not like fucking the fact that you heard something. You know what I mean? Of course you're gonna hear it. You hear it all the time. Part of it could be that you stayed on the trans debate way longer. That's true. Well, I was on the verge of losing my shit if we continued talking about Ahmaud Arbery and whatnot. That could have gotten. That's part of the reason why I stopped. The other part. That was when I got very close to just like doing something that was not good. Like
What's he saying?
I actually.
He's going full mic right now. Like, oh yeah, like I told that guy off, but they didn't put that part on camera. He's posturing so hard. I was about to come out and fight, you know, fist swinging to defend my fellow black people in chat. Like if he would have gone much harder. Why are you posturing so hard, dude? What are you gonna beat him up in your house? Are you gonna start screaming at him? Like,
I don't know how else to describe it. I would have gotten fucking banned or something. Okay, if we continued on with that conversation. Not that it's like transphobia is less serious than racism or anything.
Okay, Chief.
You are the intermediary. How did people not get this? You were like cis people, so they understand you. How is this not easy to understand? I don't fucking know. Okay, anyway, so last night CW gained a bunch of followers from this. A chatter on my Discord pointed out last night the CW gained a bunch of followers from this. Hasan said, whatever, I don't care. I understand why Hasan said that after a long debate, but this criticism being refuted and ignored almost added insult to injury for me. Yeah, dude. I know. Everyone is like, I converted them into Christian Walker fans, dude. No. And the reason why people would ever follow Christian Walker is because he is uniquely talented and entertaining. Okay? That's just the truth. And if you don't want to recognize that, I don't know what to tell you. He is actually a fucking... He is actually a meme, okay? He's very good at being the meme. I follow him, you know? I don't follow him because he has great takes. I follow him because he's very good at being entertaining. What's not entertaining, on the other hand, is transphobia. Okay? What's not entertaining, on the other hand, is like actually trying to justify real shit. When he's doing Starbucks memes, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. You can cry about it all you want. That's funny. That's entertaining. GG's. Sorry. Sucks for you. Luckily, there's someone like me on the leftist side that's also entertaining that people want to watch. Okay?
Luckily.
But,
damn. That ego.
You know.
It's so weird. I'll never get a chance to challenge him, which to his credit is probably good for him. But like, we argued so much over like the fact that you might say an offensive joke in private is such a horrible thing. But if you're a funny enough Zoomer with a big enough following, it's okay if you're legitimately racist and transphobic as long as you make some funny TikTok jokes as well. Right? Like how does that argument hold up? How would he ever defend that position? It seems like unbelievable. Like in what world are these two things congruent with each other? I don't know. It's a wild world. Yeah, and he's not even saying it's okay. He literally follows this guy.
Everyone is focused on Christian Walker, but what about the dangerous takes that Felix espoused? I legit invested hundreds into the lira, but it's still tanking. I'm on the edge of losing my house. Why didn't you push back on him?
Oh, hold on. Real quick, let me reiterate this. Damn. I finally found a group of people to bully on Twitter that gets ultra ass mad when you do it. And it's fucking crypto nerds. Okay? Holy shit, they get ass mad when you call them out. Or when you say anything about them. Nobody gives a fuck what your takes are on central banking, geopolitics, on macroecon, just because you made a little bit of money buying and selling fucking cryptocurrency, okay? You got lucky, you're probably a loser, and if you continue to trade, you're probably gonna lose all of your fucking money, okay?
What's up, everybody? It's the Commie Crypto Gentleman, and this is an open invitation to Stephen Bonnell, goes by the online moniker of Destiny, to a debate. Because frankly, I don't think you know the first thing when it comes to communism, and I know you don't know anything about crypto, because Stalin would have loved Bitcoin. Stalin would have killed all the kulaks for not holding Doge. I'm here with my crew. We're gonna take the yacht out tomorrow. You're welcome to come for a ride, have a little debate. This dude loves NFT.
Facts, comrade.
What are you working on?
Castro coin, baby.
How's it coming along?
These fucking libs keep forking my blockchain, dude.
Liberals, stay mad, stay mad. The commies are getting rich off crypto. No coin, liberals, just like Destiny. Looking forward to the debate. If you're not afraid, take care. You got a couple days until we take a private jet back to the commie crypto headquarters in Chicago.
These people out here, they're acting like, oh, yeah, I'm in $1 million in crypto, so these are my thoughts on, you know, the Federal Reserve. Like, bro, shut, you don't know anything about anything. Why the fuck you didn't read any fucking crypto white papers? Shut the fuck up. Like, get out of here with this bullshit. Like, you got lucky. Okay, that's cool that you did. That's awesome. You made a lot of money on it. But don't pretend like you know shit. Like, you're about here to start, like, lecturing us on how to live and how the world should run because you got lucky on some fucking cryptocurrency and you're probably going to lose it all in the next 6 months trying to buy some new shit coin that some dipshit on Twitter told you was going to go big because he showed you a fucking mystical astrological chart claiming that the stock is rising. Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's just so annoying. This conversation is so stupid. I wish, like, I get where Hasan's coming from. I understand that I'm not the representative of this community and this community may need. I'm the smallest of minorities as an AFAB NB. But I'm kind of confused about why it happened at all. It's a lot of responsibility for him as a cis man to have these talks with other cis men. And I'm so far kind of leery of Hasan talking about trans rights, considering how we responded to the criticism. Okay, yeah. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Here's what I got for you, AFAB NB. Shut the fuck up. That nothing pisses me off more than this, like, annoying, like, actually,
you're so
this
mad.
Man shouldn't be talking about trans issues. Shut the fuck up. This is exactly the same fucking energy as, like, you know, this is no different than me dunking on fucking Candace Owens for, like, white supremacist attitudes and then people being like, why don't you see yourself out of black people's business, Sweaty? And people do say that to me all the time and I tell them to shut the fuck up. Okay? So, hey, welcome. This is your serving of shut the fuck up. There you go. Okay?
Nice.
Like, everything here was fine until this last moment. Like, I don't want Hasan talking about trans rights. I'm kind of leery of Hasan talking about trans rights. I despise that, dude. People think that you were able to build an audience of this size that is so friendly to all minorities by accident or something. You were able to build this community because you talk about these issues. Yeah, it's just so fucking annoying. It's like, dude, there are people like this person. Okay, here, I'll repeat. This is the last time I'm gonna talk about this. There are people like this person that were here when I had 30 people watching. There are people like this person that were here when I had 1,000 people watching. And there are always going to be people like this when I have, you know, 10,000 people watching, 20,000 people watching, and now 40,000 people watching. These are just people that are constantly like, they're like hipsters. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want this shit to change. I like what's going on here. I don't want it to change. I miss the old Hasan, okay? Nothing has actually changed. Especially that, like, the never-ending cycle of fucking people who love chirping about, like, how big the community is getting or how they encountered takes in the wild that they did not like, that hurt their feelings or whatever the fuck. That is constant, okay? That's a constant and that will be a constant. That's not going to change. So,
Chad Hasan.
You know, good luck to that. It's not going to happen. And the only reason why is because you are not normal. Your attitudes are not normal. What do I always say? Be fucking normal. And I don't mean like you're not normal because you're AFAB NB or whatever the fuck. I'm saying you're not normal because you have an attitude that is not like how normal people behave. This idea that like we have to fucking isolate ourselves from everyone, and that's not like a normal attitude to have. No one will be that way, okay? No human being is that way in the wild. Okay? So sorry.
Sorry, guys.
What the fuck? Why did you do this?
Poor Hasan.
Anyway, this conversation comes up regularly in this community, and it will continue to come up regularly in this community. It's just not new. It's not unique. It's not normal. I understand you're hurt, having your existence debated painful. However, Christian Walker also has some horrendously racist. Hasan should not have to explain why black people don't deserve to be gunned down the street by a racist justice system. You should not have to explain why homeless people don't deserve to start a death on the street. You should not have to explain that trans folk are valid, but he does. Otherwise, fucking racist, transphobic, and class pieces of shit are going to continue to advocate against our basic humanity. Having him on the stream at all, platforming gives him viewership a clout. Okay, well, it gives me viewership a clout too.
Based.
There you go.
Sigma. True.
The fact that after CW left, Hasan was absolutely shitting on trans viewers who were trying to voice their concerns by banning them. No, it isn't a safe space, but Hasan and his community are supposed to be allies. Shutting up and yelling at them and banning them is... it's not a safe space. It's not. It quite literally is not. I do agree in safe spaces, though.
Happy anniversary.
And I think you should have that. You should have your safe space. It's just, this is not it. And don't expect this to be your safe space. Sometimes I will fucking shave my beard and only appear with a mustache. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. You know, you thought that this was going to be a beard space. You thought that there was going to be Hasan coming in with a beard. And what happened? No beard. Mustache now. Okay? Just like every fucking day, we look at people being transphobic. Every day. Every fucking day. And this is not different. We are going to look at transphobic people tomorrow. I promise you. We are going to look at transphobic and racist people tomorrow, the day after. We are always going to keep looking at transphobic content because we live in a transphobic society. Okay? We live in a racist society. Here's the problem. You know this already. That's why you are desperately seeking a safe space. I am telling you that this is not a safe space. This is an education space. Okay?
Education. That's what we do.
And you know, be happy. Like, I can take on the emotional labor. You don't have to take on the emotional labor. I don't want you to take on.
Thank you, our savior.
It would be nice if you did, but you don't have to, because I get it. Like, I mean, I'll never fully understand your experiences. I will never fully understand your experiences, but you know,
he is the savior, guys.
I'm doing the emotional labor for you. Okay.
I can appreciate that.
AFAB means assigned female at birth. My Discord server of 15 people is very upset at you. Please change your content to better fit their needs. Yeah, exactly. It's like selfish. It's selfish. It's selfish. It's narcissistic. We're moving on from it. Nothing pisses off these people more than like moving on from this, moving on from their like narcissistic desires to center a fucking space for learning and fun for 40 fucking thousand to 50,000 people, then moving on and continuing with our fucking lives without actually like ever taking what they said to heart.
Damn.
Okay? And they lose their fucking shit. There's gonna be more. I created like a bunch of villains, okay, today. That catboy, that catboy's a villain now. That motherfucking catboy is not going to turn around and be like, maybe I'm wrong. That person is like literally sitting there right now, like fucking, there's like veins coming out of his, you know, or their neck and forehead, like with anime music playing in the background. He's like, one day I will have my revenge. Okay? I want to have fun with the races. I love racism.
Hi.
It's my favorite. And transphobia too. That's why. Is that what I said?
Sigma.
No. You just made that up. Shut the fuck up, bitch. All right, let's see what this fucking fossil fuel had to say.
Senator, a question. Are you implying, Senator Feinstein, that the U.S. government, that the administration is against this bill? You just said that federal agencies had concerns, and I would like to know if you have some knowledge that...
Did we make it? Is it done?
No, that the
it's over now.
Administration is against it, since they have made antitrust enforcement, as has the Justice Department, a major priority.
No, I do not know.
We shit on Glenn Greenwald for going on Tucker Carlson for the post-Lev grift. How is having Christian on for a debate any different? Is clout chasing? You usually hate that. No.
Wait.
You think me having Christian Walker on here is the same as Glenn Greenwald going on Tucker Carlson? Are you fucking stupid, dude? Dude, I swear to God, some of your brains are just broken, bro. I swear to fucking God. It's just like irreparable brain damage. Dude. Dude, first of all, like, who's the Tucker Carlson here? Am I the Tucker Carlson? And I don't give a fuck about people going on Tucker Carlson. I would go on Tucker Carlson. What I give a fuck about is going on Tucker Carlson and not like having any sort of disagreement with what they're saying.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you fucking do.
Was Hasan one of the people, or was this Vosh that was tweeting out like, wow, Tucker Carlson making great points when they understand? Because Tucker Carlson was echoing the populist message of like corporations are ruining America. I'm trying to remember if that was Hasan or if that was Vosh. It might have been Hasan. Yeah, okay.
I had this person on and then like dismissed all of the fucking crazy things that they said. Stop bringing me back into this stun lock. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Sorry, just if it sucks to suck, get angry, okay? But get angry quietly. I'm so sick and tired of motherfuckers just like literally just being like, oh my God, why did you do this? Like I do this every day. You should be mad if I had someone on who was saying transphobic shit or racist shit and I didn't push back, okay? That's when you should be mad at me.
Jesus. Okay, we're good on this. There was a post. Dude, I don't understand it. It's funny because honestly, these guys give me such a huge ego. Because I've always said this, I would just assume that you just wouldn't think about me because you're a huge streamer, my dude. Hasan is like in his Discord rallying the troops because somebody on my thread made a post, or on my subreddit, they made a post about how like Hasan was a really bad debater on this. And he's linking my subreddit on his fucking Discord to get people to go and brigade. This post has 11 votes and 17 comments. And he is like actually hate reading my subreddit. He must be like going through, or maybe people link it to him and then he's like, and then he reads it if I'm being like super generous, but like, what a wild world we live in. Okay. We're gonna move on to the vouch part now of the drama. He lost LSF threads about him, so he went to your sub instead. Yeah, he needs that attention. It's like super important for him.